Oh, you? Don't close it. Hi, you have two birthdays. Like, who's that? I got 10 more minutes here. If I need to take my lunch, right? Okay. You feel like, oh my God, the other day was so horrible that I better come in?
No, it was just, today I have class on campus and it's online. Can you say in person today?
Okay. I'm glad to see you. I'm really sorry about that. But at least you got paper done. You were- One minute.
Yes. Thank you.
Are you at COVID yet?
I had it twice. I had it like again this past summer. I had it in July this past summer.
You know where you got it?
I'm not sure, but I think maybe from the daycare or I was mostly at the daycare, so yeah.
Yeah, because you always wear masks, right?
Yeah, wear masks. That's the same when I had it like the year before too. I was wearing masks.
Yeah.
And then somehow, me and my three brothers, so like four people at home, my home was with COVID.
Yeah. Damn.
My brothers at their elementary school, they were so-called exposed almost like every week somehow. So like they were exposed to it many times, and somehow I got it too.
Yeah, well, not fair.
And the little brother that was in high school somehow got it, maybe from us like sharing drinks.
God. That's what we're going to do.
With the Tesla.
That's what. Paper
A discussion board.
discussion. Instructed them, then you use anything other than papers essentially. All right. All right, are you sending me something? How many you look at it?
Yeah, I just
This
think
is-
this came through. Let's see.
Discussion board, good, it's not too long, right?
I just so-called need to find 5 little activities for each of those reciprocal and non-reciprocal target language groups. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. Oh, this was yesterday from the day, right?
Mhm.
Just want me to see it or you want?
When we're done with this one, can we look at it?
Sure, of course. Connections.
These are so-called the topics I choose to write the essay in the toward the end.
Hey, tell me,
Mm,
since I have no idea what's going on here.
I did something similar to this because I'm retaking this class. Last time I had this class, the stuff I have written was for the reciprocal was like, when you're ordering food, like the reciprocal is like communicating with someone.
And you both communicate.
Yeah, that one. And then the other one is like, you're just like reading text. No, nothing.
No response.
That
for the
kind.
other one,
yeah.
right? Okay, so give me an example for reciprocal TLU.
What I had before when I had taken this class last fall, I had written, when you're ordering food from a restaurant or fast food. And then, I have 5 for that. And then, traveling to another country, state, or city, ordering food in another country, talking to friends from another country, learning a new language from a tutor teaching the language. Those are the 5 reciprocals I had. And then the non-reciprocals I had last year was reading the cereal box information for fun, lost pet flyers, find the pet, call the owner, and give the pet back to the owner, or reading books of any genre, and then writing stories for fun, and then watching TV and videos online just for entertainment and sound.
Say that was for you?
Watching TV and videos online just for entertainment and sound.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can you use, were they okay, those ones, or no?
I think it's so cool. I had some issues with some of these.
Did you get feedback that said no, you have good?
Let me just I had this last year too, but like so called I had went to tutoring for this class last week too, and my professor sent me an email yesterday that make sure you don't resubmit the stuff you turned in last semester. So like it has to be new stuff,
Got it. Okay.
new ideas.
Okay,
So I can't reuse the stuff I
all
read.
right, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So we just have to think of 5 reciprocal, and
Yes.
5 non-reciprocal.
Yes.
Okay. How about, interacting with reciprocal, interacting with the, deli clerk at Mariano's or Jewel or whatever. I'd like a 1/4 pounder of ham, please. You know, oh, do you want it thick or do you want it thin? Thinly sliced. Does that make that work?
Yeah, I think those count. And
Good, okay. How about maybe like buying something in a clothing store?
yeah,
Because you have to have a response from the other person, right?
yeah.
Okay, so maybe asking a salesperson for help with clothing, you know, at a clothing store. Excuse me, could you help me find my right size? That makes sense? Okay, I'd say asking the salesperson at a clothing store, about selecting the right size of clothing. And selecting the right size. And let's say selecting the right size for a shirt instead of just annual clothing. So, asking the salesperson at the clothing store about selecting the right size for shirt. Good, interacting. So actually, so we're going to work on making these more specific. So the one on the supermarket one, so that's good to be more specific. Interacting with the deli salesperson in the supermarket about how thick to slice the turkey breast. About how thick to slice the turkey breast. Okay. 3. Want to suggest something?
Or like going to see the doctors or doctor visits and stuff.
Good idea, that's a good one. See, so. Seeing the doctor and asking about, who's the doctor and asking about what? Okay. That's good. Recommendations. How about recommendations about how to get rid of a sore throat? We're trying to be specific. I got one. Disagreeing with your writing tutor about what?
Maybe like the ideas they're suggesting or something.
Okay, okay. Disagreeing with your writing tutor about an idea for an essay or what kind of thesis statement to have or something like that.
How to start,
How to go ahead, Mike.
like how to start certain
Okay.
parts of the paragraph.
Okay, how to start a paragraph? Oh, how about how to start a paragraph of a research paper? Something about your brothers. Asking your brothers to help you with something.
Okay.
Okay. If they want to be sure.
Yeah.
No way.
Like,
I'm not doing that.
the older one, when I asked him, can he wash the dishes, he said no, and then like just walk away.
That's good. Let's make more specific. Asking my brothers if they would wash the dishes.
It's like if I had asked the younger one to do the dishes, he wants some kind of reward.
Okay.
Since I get back, then he wash it.
Yeah, give them something.
Yeah, for the youngest one.
Okay. Yeah. That's who put would if they would wash the dishes. With the writing tutor one, how about saying my writing tutor instead of your?
Okay.
Say my brothers. Okay.
Which one?
Why is
Is it the misspell?
no, it's fine. Just put it in my writing tutor. No, it's fine.
It's maybe add the word I in the beginning.
Exactly, but that doesn't make sense. Forget it. So, yeah, took it up. All right.
That's
Now,
not ignored.
Now, non-reciprocal. Okay, so this one does not require any response to the other person.
Yeah, like the ones I had written, like you can just read it and stuff.
Okay. So it's all passives. Is it all reading and, is it all reading or watching?
I somehow can't go onto my bright space or D2L at the moment, so let's see. If I
It's just remembering what you did the last time.
Yeah, because my professor last time had given me feedback on it.
Oh, I see, so you can't tell them.
Yeah. Let me check. Um,
About getting one.
yeah, okay, I'll read that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just said there was good ideas and stuff. And then the one I had about friends. Oh yeah, I somehow changed one of them to like playing with friends. The one ordering food, I changed that one to playing with friends.
That's reciprocal or no reciprocal?
That one was reciprocal. I changed that one to reciprocal, and then with my ordering food to that one with playing with friends. And then he just said it one quick thought is to focus on friends in reciprocal number 3. I say this because playing with friends would naturally go back to native language use if everyone has the same language, same first language. Nonetheless, good ideas. What was it again? The first.
Sometimes that, yeah, ATM. Getting money from the ATM. So
Yes.
this is about for using it like what you using your target language.
Um. Yeah, I think it was mostly. Uh. Yeah, my non-reciprocal I kept the same as I mentioned before. It was those.
So I'm looking at the reciprocal ones. Are those you're both speaking the same target language?
Yeah, I think maybe like a second language kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're both speaking the same second language?
Yes, I think
So
I think that's why my professor, when he's giving me my feedback for that number 3 about playing with friends on the board game.
Yeah.
That's why he said like maybe you will speak this first language instead of a second
I
language.
see. Okay, so then I'm just looking again with that information. Deli, clothing store, doctors, good, just bringing sugar. Brothers. I think it's okay.
Because like when I talk to my brothers, most of the time it's in English too, because they don't really understand.
Yeah.
And they would like want me to translate for them.
Yeah.
Why if I speak in Cantonese, they don't understand.
Okay. So for non-reciprocal, it's still the same thing though. You just don't have to talk to someone else, right?
Yes.
Okay. What else you think? The order of food. That's the right?
But like I think if you use the app, you still somehow have a person.
If you're on the order of food, yeah, you still have to do it the person's right.
Yeah, sometimes it's also like if they do the food delivery to your house.
Yes, still interactive. So that's
or like if you wrote a note in the little app saying just leave it at the door, somehow that part will be
not reciprocal.
not sure what that really considered.
It's hard to look, so the ATM is a good one.
Yeah.
How about, getting a candy bar from a vending machine?
Getting then like what if there's so-called there's in the stores there's that little machine you can order, but like, I know at the end sometimes you would like, somehow interact if like they ask you if you want a bag or something. We wouldn't consider
Oh,
that
like a, I was saying.
that little self kiosk thingy.
Yeah,
and
so
then
you
like
go to, like,
yeah,
Like you go to Target or anywhere.
or those self checkup stuff.
Self-checkout,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be. fun.
Would that be?
Yeah, that's absolutely. Going through self-checkout at Target. Yeah, that's it. Going through self-checkout at Target. That is we're going through, yeah. And there should be a hyphen between self and checkout.
Okay.
Okay, I think that works. That's good. How about, just thought of one. Entering or exiting a parking garage.
Oh yeah, with the tickets, right? Is that how you spell garage?
Yes. Right, one more, do this. Oh, I got one.
Yes.
Going through a toll booth. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, is that good?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes, that's good. All right, we're done with that, right?
Yes.
No. Yes.
I did the changes in some of the stuff.
You just want me to look at it?
Yeah, if possible. And then maybe if I need to shorten it to make it 3 pages instead of
Yes.
the 4.5-ish.
4, yeah. It's 3.
It's still called due tonight at midnight. Yeah, I see.
Really? It's 3. How long is it supposed to be?
It said 3.
1, 2, 3. We're just a half page over. It's not terrible. It's one for that. When I was a child, my parents were very involved. Education is very important to a good life. Is it okay if I read it out loud? Although both of my parents were helpful, it came to doing physical things like picking me up and dropping me off at school. It's my mom who wanted more involved. This is because she knew English. She went to school here in America. When she was 7 years old, she moved Yep.
Yeah. What's my mom's job? Brothers were born. Okay, one thing is.
Yes.
You can just, you don't have to get rid of March 13th. You can just say you were born in 2007 and 2012. And it should be in, or if you're, since you're getting rid of March 13th.
Oh,
This was one. And
yes.
you should say this was from 5th to 8th grade. This was from. That's how you show a range. This was from 5th to 8th grade. Great. Instead of saying so, just get rid of the so. Just kind of medium transition. And just say I began struggling in school. Wait, I began to struggle in school. I began to struggle in school. What's my mom's job? This was from 5th to 8th grade. I began to struggle in school. Good. When I got a C in 8th grade, my mom was not surprised, even though I got good grades up until that time. I remember during 8th grade parent-teacher conferences, she said, now the teachers are finally giving me true grades. The next day after the meeting, my teacher mentioned to the class what my mom had said about my grades. I did that, by the way.
I was
How
like
did she-
shocked and stuff by it.
Totally.
It was
What did she
like
tell you?
it was like beginning of the class or something, or like in the morning, and then like all of a sudden my teacher said that.
This is like, why would a teacher say that?
I think it was because like that was one of the interesting thing that happened the
Oh,
day
wait,
before.
Teacher conversation.
Yeah, like the
That's
idea.
so horrible. By the way, I think you've done stunningly good in school, considering the very little
Yeah,
help you got from your mother and father.
I was struggling. Like I like passed my writing with C's or B's. I tried.
I think you're doing great. I really do. You're pretty smart. I don't know if you know that, but you are.
Thank you.
Okay. Next day after the meeting, the teacher mentioned to the class what my mom said about my grades. The class was surprised because they're all used to the stereotype that Asians are good at math and always get.
Yeah, and they were shocked by three.
Were you shocked, your classmates?
Yeah.
Why don't you say that? My classmates were shocked. Instead of my class was surprised. My classmates were shocked. So, my classmates were shocked because they're all used to the stereotypes. Asians are good at math. When I heard that, I was shocked, surprised. So let's not both of you be shocked. Let's say when I heard that, I was surprised. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Before you do anything, why is that sentence in there? When I heard that, I was shocked and surprised. So you told your mom. Why is that sentence in there? What is it? What happened? When you told your mom, what'd she do?
She's so her reaction was similar to what I had during the class too.
What?
Was shocked and surprised.
So she was surprised too?
Yeah. But after, like when I told her that, like my teacher said what she said to the class.
I don't think you need that.
Okay.
That whole sentence, because we're trying to knock out a little bit.
Yes.
I don't think it is much. Okay. My mom totally stopped helping me with my homework when I was in school. She was busy with her health, with the health of my second youngest brother, waiting. Okay, good. So that's good. So, because when I'm reading this, I'm like, it's since you brought up the health, I'm like, well, what happened? You know, but so you got to answer that. If you're going to bring it up, you got to explain it, which you did. So that was good. In addition, during my high school years, my youngest brother. Okay, so that's your third brother?
Yes, I got 3.
Additions. So you mentioned 2. Okay. Hmm.
Like 2 were during my elementary school year, and then like 1 was during high school, in the beginning.
Wow. So how many brothers now?
One's a junior, one's in 6th grade, one in 3rd grade.
So
Yeah.
junior high school.
Yeah.
So, and you're what, 20 something?
Turning 26
Okay.
in November.
A bit of a difference. Okay.
Yeah, like many years different.
Yes, so your next brother is 10 years younger than you?
9 years, and then like 14 and 12 years
So
for
your
those
mother
years.
needs to help those children.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, because so-called like my second one, during that time, my mom had like kidney stones, and then when she had the first one, she had diabetes.
Mm.
And then when she had the third one, she was like in and out in the hospital with my second brother because he was couldn't really eat. He got some zits in the throat and stuff, and had to end up having a G tube too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was in charge of giving him the feed through the G tube and stuff for
So what made you decide to go to college?
the so-called I was toward really just to so-called finish with school really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you started college when you told me.
I started it in 2017 after high school,
Okay, so,
and I went to community college.
okay, so that was 6 years ago.
And
So you started at 20.
I transferred here in 2021 and like was done with Truman at the end of the 2020.
Okay, are you a junior?
Right now, after I finished my clinical, I'm now considered a senior.
Cool. You don't like get to talk because it's already Zoom.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. All right. Let's see. In addition, during my high school years, let's say, you want to say my third and youngest brother? Let's do that. My third, so the poor reader doesn't have to figure this all out. My third and youngest brother was born in, yeah, okay. I don't think you need November.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, he was born like 3 days after.
Okay, okay. Struggling more in school, take care of the younger 2 brothers. So not the youngest, but the younger 2.
Yeah, because
Not the oldest.
the oldest was like already like when I was in 8th grade, he was in kindergarten.
Okay.
So he's in school. So like,
So you don't have to worry about it.
yeah. Because he didn't really have any health issues and stuff, and like he was kind of like very active in the normal way.
Okay, okay. Let's say, and still, put the word still in there for emphasis, and still had to take care of my 2, and let's say youngest brothers. Of my 2. Yeah, of my 2 youngest brothers. That's what it should be. 2 youngest. Brother. Okay. Let's say up until that time, comma. Up until that time, comma. I hadn't mentioned anything to my teachers about my brother before, or that I now had to take care of all my brothers. Care of all. Okay, look what I'm going to do here. I'm going to select the word all. And then I'm going to go up to italics and hit the I. So it's italicized now. So if you were reading this, it would be Up until that time, or with your reader is going to in their head say, up until that time, I hadn't mentioned anything to my teachers about my brother being born, or that I now have to take care of all my brothers. So it's an emphasis thing, okay? I think only one of my teachers during sophomore year kind of understood my situation, even though he didn't know what was going on. I think only one of my teachers during sophomore year kind of understood the situation. Let's get rid of some of these words. I think only one of my teachers during sophomore year kind of understood my situation. Get rid of the words, even though he didn't know what was going on. Okay. I think only one of my teachers during sophomore year kind of understood my situation. Write the word because after situation. Because, and now we're going to get rid of everything up until where my cursor is. Okay. So we're getting rid of you only knew something was going on because. Okay. Let's try it again. I think only one of my teachers during sophomore year kind of understood my situation because you don't need the word only here, so get rid of only. Because he had seen me getting medicine from my mom and brothers at the Walgreens by my high school a few times while he. You know what? Put a period after high school. Obviously he was there. Otherwise, how would he see me? I think only one of my teachers during sophomore year kind of understood the situation because he had seen me getting medicine from my mom and brothers at the Walgreens by high school. There you go. Did he say anything, or did he have any response to you?
He just said hi, like normal, like when you see someone you know, just say hi.
Okay, but he didn't comment on the fact that you were.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think one time I went in with one of the older ones,
Yeah.
the older younger brother, the first one time.
Yeah. Okay. I would make this a new paragraph where it says I was mostly struggling.
Okay.
Let's say I struggled through, instead of mostly struggled. I struggled through my first 2 years of high school. Struggled through my first 2 years of high school when I was in the middle year program of my IB high school.
Unless that program is so-called IB2, but that's the name of the program.
Okay, so that's okay to do it? Say that?
I think so.
IB programs are all over the place.
Yeah, so-called the first 2 years, you're not really officially into the IB program. You're still like that other kind of program.
Okay. Okay, wait. Okay,
Yes.
right here, we're going to add a few words. We're going to say, because I had no help from my parents or my mother, whatever you want to say. Just do it this way. Because I had, or because I got no help. Because I got no help from my parents or my mother, whatever you say. And then put a comma after that. Okay, because I got no help from my parents, I struggled through my first 2 years. So that's a transition. I think you know that. And it just is connecting everything. I struggled through my first 2 years of high school when I was in the middle year program. Okay. My mom totally. Did you say that already?
I think I might.
You did say that already, so we don't need that. Yeah, I think you already said all this. We'll get rid of some of this. That'll save some time.
Okay.
So I think you can get rid of this.
But the helps.
All the way. Yeah, there. That's what you can get rid of. Okay. I struggled through my first 2 years of high school. I didn't want to go to school during my freshman and sophomore years. So were you thinking of dropping out?
Not really, because just so-called why I was not really wanting to go to school is because like my homework's not finished, and then
Uh-huh.
I didn't get to finish it the night before, like early in the morning.
Gotcha.
Not finished homework, and then like the teacher would not like.
Okay, we need to add that. Because I wasn't getting my homework done?
Yeah, because of my brothers, I had one of them in my room, the youngest one.
Okay,
I had the youngest one with me, and then I had to make sure he sleeps first, then I can first start homework.
okay. So you see where my cursor is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Let's do, because I had to take care of my younger brothers, I never got my homework done, or I had a hard time getting my homework done. Because I had to take care of my brothers, comma, I had a hard time getting my homework done. And yeah, that works. Put a comma after done, and then the word and.
Okay.
Let's see. Because I took care of my brothers, I had a hard time getting homework done, and I didn't want to go to school during my freshman, sophomore years. My mom would get angry and tell me to just drop out of school since I didn't want to go.
Yeah, it was like early in the morning, and I'm the last one to be dropped off most of the time.
Okay. And, well, you say later you did not appreciate that. How did you feel when she told you that?
I felt bad and stuff, but like most likely why I didn't feel like going was really because my homework's not finished, and then I know that my teachers will like say, "You didn't finish your homework.
yeah.
You're supposed to finish it. What
Yeah.
happened?" And then like I didn't really tell them about what's happening with my family and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, this makes sense. I think here I would say this made me feel bad.
Okay.
So after I didn't want to go, this made me feel bad. And we're going to put these sentences together. This
Okay.
made me feel bad. And no, we're not going to put those sentences together. Sorry.
No.
The period there. New sentence. This made me feel bad. And then, let's see. This made me feel bad. And comma. Small e for eventually. This made me feel bad, and eventually it got so bad that I dropped out that I was, no. And eventually got so bad that I was dropped from the IB program because I failed 4 classes and hadn't finished. Yep, that's good. That's good. This made me feel so bad. This made me feel bad. Eventually, no, you know what? This made me feel bad. Eventually, you know what? We can get rid of everything up to there from after eventually and before that I. So eventually, keep that. And this made me feel bad. And eventually I was dropped. There we go. Okay. From the IB program because I failed 4 classes. And yeah, that's good. Okay. In my junior year, I was still considered a sophomore, although I was taking junior classes and retaking my Spanish 2 and English 2. I took, how about I had to take instead of I took? I had to take history. I had to take history. You can get rid of the word class too. I had to take history during summer school before I started the junior year. My parents Would they discourage you from? Like what, finishing school or what?
My like so-called since they knew me didn't really pass those 4 classes, they were like mostly my dad's the one that like, and then my mom a little bit because she know my reason why because
Yeah.
of my brothers. I have
Yeah.
to take care of them.
Yeah.
But my dad, he like not really
And,
understand.
okay, so were they discouraging or were they critical?
Like criticizing is
Yeah,
kind of
because if they discourage you, then they discourage you from doing something. I'm not sure what that from was. So let's say instead, you want to say my parents or my dad? Or they're both critical.
that just like really more my dad, but at the same time it's both, but it's more my dad.
Well, you get to choose.
I think it's more of my dad.
Okay, my dad was particularly critical.
How you spell pretty?
Particularly, I knew it was in this course. P-A-R-T. P-A-R-T. Yeah, that's it. P-A-R-T-I-C. My dad was try you.
Or is it the L?
L, yes, that's where I was going.
Is it this one?
That's it. L-Y, L-Y. My dad was particularly critical. And now, okay, so we're going to get rid of the word discouraging. My dad was particularly critical. That's good, get rid of all that. During my last 2 years of high school. Okay, let me just tell you this little thing.
Yes.
Write out numbers.
Okay.
Okay, if the rule is, if it's, a lot of teachers say, oh, if it's under 100, write it out. But really the rule is if it's if it's under 3 words, write it out. So in other words, the numeral 2, well, that's 1 word. So write out TWO, okay? If it was 62, that's 2 words. So you write out SIXTY, okay? 1 million, that's a huge number, 1 million, but it's still only 2 words. So you write it out, ONE. However, 163, 163, use the numeral 163, okay? Now, of course, up here where you said retaking Spanish 2 and English 2, just leave it because that's the name of a class. Okay. My dad was particularly critical during my last 2 years of high school. Let's just combine these sentences because. And since you're just saying your dad, you just have to change that to he. He was, yeah. My dad was particularly critical during my last 2 years of high school because he was angry I was repeating the school year while I was still taking classes at the same time as my classmates. Okay. Eventually, I became a regular student. So that's like you caught up?
I'm not so-called. I caught up like toward the end of my last year
Okay.
when it hit the end of the first semester of my senior year-ish, junior. That time, that's when the new year, the
Yeah.
2017,
Yeah.
that's when I was officially a senior.
And that's because you were kind of moving along. So let's say that eventually I caught up and became. Eventually I caught up. And eventually I caught up and became a regular student with little or no homework. It was easier for me, which I like. Why is there no space there? Eventually, I caught up and became a regular student with little or no homework, and it was way easier for me. Okay. 7. During my second semester of senior year, I became a senior again. No, get rid of the again.
Oh,
During my second semester of senior year, I became a senior. My homeroom number changed again back to senior. We don't care. During my I became a senior. I I became a senior. Let's just say I officially became a senior. Put a period right after that. We don't care about your own number. Officially became a senior. Period. Let me get rid of the rest of it. What do we do? We're getting there. We're not there yet, though. Okay. Damn. All right. Okay. During my college years, my parents weren't really involved at all with my education. My parents were the ones who wanted. Wait, who wanted you to attend college, or?
I meant like just like really, you know how the so-called like those parents. I meant like parents as a whole want the child
Yeah.
to go to college,
Yeah.
and then like you get a job, that kind of idea.
Yeah. Did they want that for you, or did they want that for them?
I meant like since most of them, my mom was like a junior in college, didn't finish, and then my dad's like only like less than high school or like
Okay.
even lower grade level.
So when you say
Education.
here, my parents were the ones who wanted to attend college, they wanted you to attend college, or they wanted them to attend college?
Wanted me, like
Okay.
so-called like me to get the education and then the job-ish kind of idea.
Okay, we have to fix this a little bit because it's confusing. During my college years, even though my parents weren't really involved at all with my education, okay, we're going to combine these sentences. During my college years, even though my parents weren't really involved at all with my education, put a comma after education instead of that period.
Okay.
Where the cursor is. And then we're going to get rid of the words my parents. And get rid of, yeah, we're the ones. We don't need that. And then we don't want who either, sorry. And we're going to say instead, even though my parents weren't really involved in college, they still keep wanting. They still wanted me to attend college. Okay, my mom is the one who wanted me to major in nursing, become a nurse, or early childhood educator, or early childhood education. My mom was the one who wanted me to either major in nursing to become a nurse, or to study early childhood education to become a teacher. Okay, I'm not saying a nurse or to study early childhood education. Fine. This is like a fragment. She thought I should go into nursing. She thought. I should. Just say, how about this? She thought I should become a nurse because. She thought I should become a nurse because. Nurse because I'm not afraid of blood and needles. Comma.
Okay.
And she thought I might make a good teacher. And then get rid of that all the way to because. Okay. Let's read again. Yeah. She thought I should become a nurse because I'm not scared of blood and needles. And she thought I might make a good teacher because I have been taking care of my 3 little brothers. What do we do about 3? 3 little brothers since they were born. Okay. Okay. My dad is the one who's always complaining about the school I went to. Okay. And that's still true about your dad?
Yeah, he's almost every day still complaining about it. And then about the working, even though I'm working at a daycare right now.
Okay.
So-called like a better job kind of idea.
So your mom is more supportive of your dad. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start the sentence with to this day. To this day, my dad. To this day, comma is.
Okay.
To this day, comma, small m, my dad is, get rid of the one and whose. To this day, my dad is always complaining about. So the school was community college, right?
The before here was community college,
Okay.
which was Truman, and then like most of my parents were like embarrassed to say that I'm going to community college. Like maybe say I went to I'm going to UIC or Champaign instead. That kind of like because I'm going to community college.
You are a fantastic student.
Yeah.
The fact that you're holding your head up and doing this is, you got to pat yourself on the back. You're doing great. That's unbelievable. All right. To this day, my dad is always complaining that, and then we're going to get rid of the words about the school I went. To this day, my dad is always complaining that I went, that I went to community college instead of, I'm doing a good job at cutting, tell you, instead of a 4-year university, I guess. Okay. Okay, put a comma after university.
Okay.
Now, here's something I'm going to teach you something else. It's so exciting. Put a hyphen between 4 and year. The little, yes, connect it up. That's it. No spaces. Let's see. Can't tell. Yeah, that's right. The reason you're doing that, it's a 2-word modifier. It's not for a 4 university. It's not a year university. It's a 4-year university. Okay. So they're it's modifying the word university. Okay. I'm still going to school instead of working. Yeah, that looks good. To this day, my dad is always complaining that I went to community college instead of 4 university, and then I'm still going to school instead of working. Oh, that's nice. Hang on. I'll read it again. Over here, put the word however, and then make a small t.
Okay.
However, comma. There you go. However, to this day, my dad is always complaining that I went to community college and that I'm still going to school instead. Yeah, beautiful. Here. This is true, even though. This is true, even though. And then get rid of the word when. This is true, even though I'm working part-time in a daycare and going to school at the same time. Now, this is where we're going to cut some. So they're not, are they dropping you off now? Picking you up?
For that one, like when I was at community college, that one's like half and half too, because Truman is close to my old elementary school, and then yeah, because when I was at community college, also I didn't really have to pay any tuition. It was mostly covered by FAFSA.
Okay, you know what? I think that you can get rid of this whole thing. Oh, wait, hold it. No,
Yes.
from here. You can get rid of that to the end of the third.
Then,
Yeah. That's going to solve our problems.
oh,
It's just you're kind of going off track there.
oh,
Okay. All right. Then we'll have room for others. Yes, good. Okay, we're doing much better. So Now,
Yes.
so this is kind of like a summary here yet, right?
Kind of,
Yeah, it is.
almost.
It seems to me. I need to go back and look at your essay topic.
Yeah, I shared it.
You did share it. I just
The
have to go back and
PDF.
Look at it again. Let's see. That.
The text is in red color.
What is your memory of your parents' involvement in education? Encourage you, what did they do? Or what made a difference? How did your teachers respond to your experiences? So they didn't know about it. What would you like your family to do that they were not able to do? Do you answer that?
I think I was trying to answer that with this paragraph.
Then let me go back and look at that. Back and look again. So this is the part of it, sure. What would you like your family to do? Okay, I think we're going to summarize some of this.
Okay.
Because you already said all this.
Yes.
Um,
I think the only really kind of news about this, most of the stuff is like repeating.
yeah, let's see here. Okay, so let's start this with, though so it's really your mother who's encouraged you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Though my mother, and it was your father who drove you places.
Most of the time he was the one that did the pickup.
Okay.
He's the one pickup, and then my mom's the drop off,
Okay.
and sometimes pickup.
Okay, so maybe, okay, so I'm gonna say let me just run this book through. My parents were helpful. Over the years, my parents were helpful when it came to getting me back and forth to school. Is that right?
Yeah, and then they'll also be complaining about that part too.
We're gonna skip that. Okay, so let's try that. Over the years. Though my parents were helpful about getting me back and forth to school. And my mother would sometimes encourage me. Over the years, though my parents were helpful for getting me back and forth to school, my mother would sometimes encourage would encourage me to continue my education. And my mother would sometimes encourage me to continue my education, comma, year again. I think you're still my friends with hope about getting back before school. Overall, they were not very supportive. Overall comment, they were not very supportive. Okay, period. Over the years, the school and over the centers of education. Let's put a comma after here, years. Over the years. And let's put a comma here after school. So parents would help getting back and forth to school. Hope that sometimes good. Overall, they were not very supportive. Okay, now we're going to cut things.
Yes, yes.
I know we're going to start here and we're going to cut all the way to here. Because this is all just
Yeah, okay.
summary. Okay. Now let's put this back up here. So move the paragraph up to here. Okay. I think it would have helped me if my mom hadn't told me to drop out of school when I didn't want to go, because it would have been an acknowledgement. With an acknowledgement that, yeah, okay, but you know I was struggling in school because of her. All right, because of her decision to have additional children. Her decision to have additional children. Over the years, though, my friends would it would have helped me if my mom hadn't told me to drop out of school when I didn't want to go. And it was high school, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the word higher. I didn't want to go. She knew I was struggling in school because I couldn't say, all right, good. She gave her. Um, details. You? What time is your class?
It's 4:15.
All right. I'll go back. I think this detail
Yes.
down here about, it's a good detail. I want to get rid of it. Another problem. This whole thing. I'm going to just do this because I should be moving that up. Okay. Hang on, we got to figure out where to put it. Way up here.
So now we're 3.
Yeah, I know. It's good. Just for fun, I may be moving this. Put it up all the way up here. You see where I am?
Yes, I see.
Just put it there. We may move it again in 2 seconds.
Um,
So just cut and paste it. maybe, okay, I think I've changed my mind.
Yes.
Put it, the next paragraph, I have the cursor there. Just move it out of there. I know it belongs here somewhere.
Move it down there.
Yeah, move it down there. Let's see where it looks there. It's like it's like a fashion show. We're trying to figure out where does it go. It's hard to say. Any thoughts? We're in the right area. Feels like I don't know. I'm just trying. I done and I didn't want to go to school during. Yeah, let's leave it there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we are gonna have to change a couple of words though.
Okay.
Instead of has been, say was. Instead of another, say part of the problem, part of the. Part of the. Part of the problem is parents for some reason. Commas after parents. And after reason. And then you're not going to say don't, you're going to say didn't. When I, and this is going to be I was instead of I. Part of the problem is that my parents, for some reason, didn't like it when I was doing my homework when they were, instead of are, were awake. Okay. So most of the time, whoops, get rid of that comma after so. So most of the time, I had, because this is really past tense, had to do my homework after midnight, which affected my sleep. And my ability to get an education and my ability to get an education, which affected my sleep and my ability to get an education because I was, oh, it's and, because I was tired and didn't have enough time to do the assignments. All right, now let's see where this is going. Feels like I know parents. I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with up here. Do you see where I am? Make that since, just so we don't have two becauses in a row. Since I had to take care of my brothers, I had a hard time getting homework done. I didn't want to go to school during freshman summer. Part of the problem was that my parents, for some reason, didn't like it when I was doing it. Wait, so most of the time I had to do my homework after midnight, which affected my sleep and my ability to get education because I was tired and didn't have enough time to do the assignments. Perfect. My mom would get angry and tell me to just drop out of school. Yep, this is going to work. Actually, let's drop. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that fits in much better there. Okay. Down here. So. For school. I'm struggling in school. Yeah, you don't need the sentence, you get rid of it. Yeah. All right, I think we're good. Let me see here. Go back and through science. Yep, I see. It's that. Okay. I think, look at us. Woohoo! All right, last paragraph, unless we add more. I think that understanding, so far so good? You okay? Okay. I think that understanding my parents' connection to my education has been important because it makes me understand. Let's not, makes me realize, just so we don't repeat too much. Makes me realize how necessary it is for parents to connect to their children's education, since they are a big part. Too many educations. Makes me, no D on realize. Oh, understanding my parents' connection. Or it makes me realize how necessary it is for parents to connect to their children's education. Let's do that thing with the italics here. Go ahead, do it. So I selected the word there. You're going to go up to I. Nope, where you go? Okay, now go up to the italic thing. Yep, got it. Let's see. I think that understanding my parents' connection to my children has been important to my education. It makes me how important it is necessary is for parents to connect to their children's education, since they are a big part of their children's what? I don't want to say education again. How about oh, wait a minute. So children's motivation. What about that? Motivation. That makes sense. Okay. Big part of the children's motivation. Say more. I think that I understand my parents' connection. Realize how this is for parents to their children. Since they are a big part of the children's motivation. Yeah, that's pretty good. Or motivation to be educated. What do you think?
Yeah,
To be educated. Yeah, okay. Parents and family members are the ones who are dropping and picking them up. Let's not say dropping them, let's say getting them back and forth to school. Getting them back and forth to school. Once we're getting them back and forth to school. Take figures out. And helping them with assignments. How about instead of in after school? Helping them, yeah, that's good. They're also the ones paying for school from daycare to high school. Well, most importantly, without the encouragement and support of parents, it is difficult for children to care about them. Okay. What do you think? Does that work all right? Let's look at this one more time. Hold it. I'm looking for sign. Yep, okay, that's good. All right, I think that's pretty good. We got it down to 3. Yep, we did. Woohoo. Good, knocked out some of that repetition. Good. Okay. Are you happy? Well, good. Content.
yeah.
Satisfied.
Yeah, I think I should be okay to submit it tonight.
Yeah, I think you're good. I think you covered most of it. I mean, you just had that little piece about your teacher not knowing, but I hope that's good enough.
Yeah.
Why didn't you want to tell your teachers?
I think it was kind of like because the way they were acting when I was not really turning in the assignment,
Yeah.
they were angry. And then like I'm not sure if they would really understand it.
Hey, and that's not. I can't remember. I know you probably don't want it. That was the only part I thought was understanding.
Yeah.
Where was that part? Okay, no. Let's see.
But then it was like on the first row,
Yeah, I got it.
first
And the
system.
one top two. So up until. Right here, at the very bottom of one. Last line.
Mm-hmm.
Up until that time, I had mentioned my teachers, but my brother was born with enough to take care of all my brothers. I think I didn't let them know, any of my teachers know. I think I didn't let any of my teachers know. Didn't let any of my teachers know, because I worried they would be angry. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And what else did you say? Angry or?
Like, this really the way they were acting was it's more I think when I was only one or two of this I was considered one of the two students that didn't really turn in the homework. And then I saw their reactions toward like those students that didn't turn in the homework. Like some of them did like offer to help or like give you extra time to like work on it. But like when I did that, somehow it was like missed the deadline or something like that.
You want to say I worried they would be angry.
And so for like when I was for my science class, when they were in the same group, somehow like my teacher didn't like I was trying to copy down the notes from my classmate who was in the same group. And then my teacher said, "Why are you copying a classmate when you're in the like?" My reaction, I didn't say anything, but like internally, I was thinking, "We're in the same group. Why can't I copy their notes?"
Yeah.
Yeah. The teacher was saying, "Why are you copying your classmate notes?"
So you could say angry or judge me harshly or not understand, or think I was lazy. Let's give another reason.
I don't think it's because of laziness. It's just because it's like not really.
You were trying.
I think I was kind of trying, but not really fully trying.
Yeah, but would they think that? What would they think?
Not that wasn't I wasn't really trying because like I was turning in almost everything right, and then like they didn't get the time to grade it because it's many very late the assignment.
Okay, let's add this. Let's see. I think I didn't let any of my teachers know because I was worried and angry or think I no longer care. What do you think of that?
Yeah, something.
Or wasn't trying? What do you like better?
Um, um, I think it can be both kind of too.
Okay, let's see. Where they would be angry or think I was no longer caring, and had stopped trying. I would be angry or think I no longer cared, sorry.
I no longer.
Get rid of the words. Think there we go, no longer cared and had stopped trying. I think I didn't let any of my teachers know because I was worried they would be angry or think I no longer cared and had stopped trying. I'm happy. Yeah, that's good. Good. What am I choosing? So, okay. Oh, wait. The end of the line here about the brother, about the teacher who saw you.
Yes.
However, comma. He never asked me what was happening. Okay, period. So that answers that question. Over here,
Yes.
as a result, comma, page 2, but midway through.
Okay, let's see.
As a result, comma. That small line. Okay, I think we're good. You can always be better, but I think that's pretty good. It's good you brought back. You know, it was so hard the other day doing this. Okay,
Yes.
all right, we're done.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Glad you came in. It was nice to see you. So I'll see you next Wednesday. Monday we don't have school,
Yes.
and then you know I'm going for 2 weeks. Okay. Hold the fort.
Yes.
Stop for lunch. Finish.
Yeah.
And where you go now? Now you have a little time to kill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the bags there.
What is the computer bag?
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Looking good. Doing good.
Thank you.
Keep it up. All right, see you later.
Bye bye. Oh, that's the second one.